Imagine a name that means the child is precious. Now imagine that child, Jumonde, watching his entire world burn down. This is the heart-wrenching story of a survivor of the Liberian Civil War, a journey marked by unimaginable loss and a painful search for a place to call home. During the brutal conflict, Jumonde's life was shattered. Neighbors, people he knew, pointed out his mother simply because she belonged to a different tribe. She was killed. Then his father was accused of being a spy, a collaborator. He was murdered too. His siblings met the same tragic fate. Suddenly, Jumonde was utterly alone, a child forced to run for his life. His desperate flight for safety became a harrowing odyssey across West Africa. He crossed into Sierra Leone, then Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Ghana. But instead of finding sanctuary, he found more hostility. In each new place, he was met with suspicion and contempt. The word Liberian became a heavy burden, a label that invited collective punishment and degrading stereotypes. The actions of a few were used to condemn all refugees, stripping them of their dignity and humanity. Jumonde wasn't seen as a traumatized survivor. He was just another problem. He felt like he was running from one fire into another, with no safe harbor in sight. When the guns finally fell silent in Liberia, a fragile peace settled over the nation, for refugees like Jumonde scattered across the continent. This should have been a moment of hope, a chance to finally go home, but that hope quickly soured. Successive Liberian governments seemed to forget about their displaced citizens. There were no real plans, no meaningful efforts to bring them back and help them reintegrate. The monumental task was left to underfunded NGOs, who struggled against a backdrop of widespread corruption and official neglect. The promise of a homecoming became just another broken promise. For Jumonde, it was the ultimate betrayal. The country he was born in, the land that held the ghosts of his family, had abandoned him all over again. Then, in what he can only describe as an act of grace, his life took a dramatic turn. Jumonde was given the chance to resettle in Norway. For the very first time since his childhood was stolen from him, he was treated not as a burden, but as a human being deserving of dignity and respect. The Norwegian state didn't just give him a roof over his head. It invested in his future. He was given access to education, a stable home, and the support he needed to heal and rebuild. He found meaningful, well-paid work, something that had been an impossible dream for years. He was finally seen. He was finally valued. The contrast couldn't be more stark. On one side, Liberia, a place of pain, betrayal, and abandonment, the country that failed to protect him and then failed to bring him home. On the other, Norway, a place of safety, opportunity, and respect, the country that gave him a second chance at life. This profound difference has forged a deep and lasting resentment in his heart. Jumonde has sworn an oath to himself. He will never return to Liberia. The wounds are too deep, the sense of betrayal too absolute. His story is a powerful reminder that for many survivors of war, the conflict doesn't end when the fighting stops. The battle for identity, for dignity, and for a place to truly belong continues long after. Thank you for listening to Jumonde's powerful story. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, but also a sobering look at the long-term scars of conflict. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that gives a voice to the voiceless.